welcome to another episode of Dolly Debauchery's Super Creepy Horror Show, here from the Dollhouse. As always, I am your host, DubsyDoll83, and I know it's been a few days since I posted a video. It's been a crazy, crazy week, between rehearsals for the Wedding Singer musical, which opens this Friday night. I am super excited, and my kids having their last week of school. I'm tired, but I'm here. So, tonight's episode is actually going to be just a quick little countdown of my favorite Child's Play films, from my very favorite to my least favorite. I don't know, least favorite, but my not as favorite. As I've mentioned before in previous episodes, the Child's Play franchise is my favorite horror franchise. The first film came out right around the time I started kindergarten. 1988 was when the first film came out. And so I remember actually sitting in our playroom eating breakfast every morning before leaving for school for kindergarten, and I see the previews for this film. And it was a few years before I finally watched it, but it instantly became a favorite because I enjoy the creepy doll genre. And I have to keep in mind, when this film came out, at that time, it was the perfect time for this film to come out, because that was when toys like Teddy Ruxpin and Wormy, I think Wormy was the name of his sidekick. My brother and I had both. That was when toys like that, the animatronic blinking eye talking dolls, cricket dolls, and I think it was called My Best Friend dolls too. Those were all kind of at their pinnacle of popularity. And so what better film to make at that time than one about a possessed talking doll? So, enters Child's Play. And it was just, it's a fun franchise. It's not for everybody, but for me, it's, I mean, obviously creepy dolls kind of became something that I kind of grew to love. Hence the name of the show, and just me in general. I am a creepy doll. So I want to kind of knock this episode out, because I took allergy medicine, because it is that time of year, and I don't want to fall asleep in front of the computer for you guys. What an episode that would be. So I'll go ahead and start. I'm going to start with my favorites down to my least favorites. So, my favorite of the Child's Play 6 films is actually Child's Play 2. There's just something about the way that one was made. It was like, the first one did well, and although, it was like they grew from some of the mistakes they made. Not mistakes, but the errors, I guess you could say, in the first one, they took those. They also took the good parts of the first film, and grew on those. My favorite parts of this film are definitely character development. We got to know Andy a little bit better, but also his foster sister Kyle. The relationship between Andy and Kyle, for me, it made the film. It just made it. Because it was like she did such an amazing job of taking this little guy under her wing, and when nobody else believed him, she kind of became his, almost like, his mom in the first film, his one ally, that one person that he knew he could count on. And my favorite aspect of this film is once they get to the factory, the climax of the film, once they get to the good guy doll factory. From there on out, that entire part of the film just, to me, is just, it's so good. It's so good. And this film was done so well. It's nonsensical, obviously. It's about a talking doll. But, it's good nonsense. It's well-made nonsense. So Child's Play 2 is my favorite of all 6 so far. Now, we'll see when Cult of Chucky comes out October 20th, which I'm super excited about that. Will probably end up being my Halloween episode. I'm super excited about that. That's the projected date. Of course, subject to change, but as of right now, it's supposed to come out October 20th, 2017. My second favorite, sorry for that clap, Oh, I'm tired. My second favorite of Child's Play franchise is actually Child's Play 1. I liked 2 because of what they learned from 1, I guess, but 1, as a standalone film, not only was it relevant for the time, I mean, come on, talking doll, you know, it was perfectly relevant for the time, but it made sense in its nonsensicalness. Serial killer obsessed with voodoo, or who practices voodoo, needs to put his soul into something because he knows his goose is cooked, because Chris Sarandon is heavy on his trail, and so he ends up, you know, eating it in a toy store. It's either, you know, the talking doll over here or a gizmo doll over here, or whatever. And so you can't put your soul into a yo-yo, so the talking doll. And the film just progresses really well. And it's the way that everyone who's in the know that survives finds out about Chucky, you know, from checking no batteries and just all of it. Really well done. And well done for being, you know, I mean, this was a, you know, hey guys, we're going to try this film, we're going to see how it does. It could do great or it could completely flop. And at that time, 1988, there were a lot of horror films coming out. And a lot of them were stinkers. So to make a horror film that gained the popularity and the cult following that it did from that, you know, that little film, it's pretty awesome. And also, too, I love the fact that, you know, at that time period, they couldn't really rely a lot on heavy CGI. So it's a lot of animatronic puppeteer work and stuff. And to me, you can't go wrong with that. That was what made Chucky for me. So Child's Play 1, definitely my favorite. Also, Alex Vincent, when he was little, I mean, Andy, you want to just protect this kid. And he did such an amazing job for, I want to say, I think Alex Vincent's my age. So he was only like 6, maybe 7 when he did that film. He might be a little bit older than me. So he was just a baby, and he did so well. Number 1 is my number 2. Alright, my number 3 film in the Child's Play franchise is actually Curse of Chucky, which is the most recent. I think it came out in 2013. So it is the most recent. And actually, Fiona Dorff, who's Brad Dourif's daughter. Brad Dourif is the voice. He's Charles E. Ray. Plays Charles E. Ray and also does the voice work for Chucky. His daughter, Fiona, actually was in the film. And she did a brilliant job. And Curse of Chucky goes back to just the very basic element of the doll trying to possess the child. They take it back to the elements too. It's stormy night, old creepy house, electricity goes out. They hit all those really good kind of meta elements, I guess, as far as a horror film goes, but they did it so well. And the film was it takes you back to just Chucky and Chucky's motive and what Chucky's about. This one was more of a revenge film, though, because you will find that the family that is chosen was not chosen by happenstance. This is Charles Lee Ray trying to actually get revenge on people he feels wronged him in his life. I encourage you to watch not only the post-credits, where you will see a familiar face, but the post-credits. The post-credits are where it's really at. And when the door opens, I lose my mind. It's awesome. The Curse of Chucky, Child's Play 6, if you want to go in that type of order, is my number 3. Okay, my number 4 film for the 6 existing Child's Play films is The Bride of Chucky. It was fun. Chucky's no longer trying to possess anybody at this point. Now he's trying to... It's also a revenge film. He's trying to get back to an old flame. then his old flame, you know, gets a wild hair up her butt. His old flame, played by Jennifer Tilly, who I absolutely love. Not only does she have one of the most iconic voices in the industry, I mean, on Family Guy, but she just is great. She's cute. She's fun. I love Jennifer Tilly. She's just, she's a fun actress. I mean, in any capacity, whether it's drama, comedy, horror comedy, which is kind of what this is. I love her. Bride of Chucky, you go from having one creepy possessed doll to two. And then they just go on a rampage together, and it's fun, and it's nonsensical. But it's I think after 3 films that pretty much followed the same thing, Don Mancini was smart. He was like, okay, well, now we're going to go this direction, because I want to keep making these films because they're fun, but we can't do the same thing every single time. People are going to get bored with this. And as far as I know, Bride of Chucky did pretty well, because, you know, it spawned its own sequel, which we will get to later. But yes, so Bride of Chucky is my number 4. So that's Child's Play 2 for number 1, Child's Play 1 for number 2, Curse of Chucky for number 3, and Bride of Chucky for number 4. Okay, so my number 5 film, going back to the originals, is Child's Play 3. You know, at this point, we're finding Andy. He has now aged out of the system. He goes to he's in military school, so I don't know that he's aged out of the system. It's just he goes to military school. And this one is played by Justin Whalen. At the time, Alex Vincent was, I guess, he probably would have been in high school. I guess maybe he chose to go to school for, you know, have a normal adolescence and teen years. He is getting back into acting, which is cool. But I don't want to give too much away, but he is getting back into acting. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. I can't wink. I'm a terrible winker. Anyways, what I enjoy about Child's Play 3 is it attempts to at least tie up loose ends. I think they knew, okay, because I was at a time when, other than, I mean, save, like, the Hellraiser films, for the most part, films were going to 3 or 4, and then the franchise was taking a few years off trying to decide if they were even going to make another one or not. I mean, horror films, traditionally, the franchises go on and on and on and on and on, as we're finding out with, like, Alien. Child's Play 3, you know, at this point, Andy is too old, and Charles E. Ray wants a child because he wants to be able to grow and live with this body for as long as possible. So, he goes ahead and ships himself to... Somehow, Chucky is able to figure out where Andy is at all the time, which Andy knows. And even through adulthood, you'll find. Now again, not to give too much away, but Andy's always got one eye looking over his shoulder. So, Child's Play 3, I do feel, though, you know, it wanted to let you know where Andy had gone. It wanted to show you where Chucky was still around. And, of course, Andy always thinks Chucky's gone, and then he's not. Which, you know, you find Andy has finally learned later on. But, in Child's Play 3, Child's Play 3 it jumps the shark a bit for as much as a film about a talking homicidal doll can jump the shark. And I think that's why Bride of Chucky was what they decided to go with. You know, they wanted to keep making these fun films, but they couldn't do another one with that same formula because it was snore, snore, snore. So, yeah, I do feel that Child's Play 3 kind of, it jumped the shark in a sense, but I still enjoy watching it. I still like it, partly because Justin Whalen was a hottie, and he's still a pretty attractive guy, but that was when Justin Whalen was, I mean, he was on, the, Lois and Clark, he was, Justin Whalen is and was a very attractive man, and so that was part of the eye candy definitely helped draw me in. But, I mean, it was a good story. It was good for what it was. But I do feel kind of like it tried a little too hard. But still, I enjoyed it more than my number 6. So, Child's Play 3 was my number 5. Alright, my number 6 is Seed of Chucky. It's a fun film to watch if... Ellie, go lay down. Go lay down. It's a fun film to watch if you are just wanting to watch something that is absolute and utter nonsense. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, because I still enjoy... This is my favorite horror franchise, so obviously I've enjoyed all the films, but... Seed of Chucky. It was just... I see why the studios were concerned with Curse of Chucky. Because Seed of Chucky was... I mean, come on. Okay, he impregnated his plastic wife doll, and they gave birth to this, I enjoy Billy Boyd doing the voice for Glenda, because born with no anatomical body parts, which somehow Chucky managed to acquire a penis somehow. Don't ask me. Anyways. What to say about Seed of Chucky, except for that, if you just want to watch something that, at the end of it, you're just like, okay, what the fuck was that? I encourage you to watch Seed of Chucky. Like, it's not bad, and Jennifer Tilly's in it. She plays herself, and she plays Tiffany, even though Tiffany was Jennifer Tilly. Anyways, there's not much to say about Seed of Chucky, except for if you feel like watching something that's just ridiculous, crack open a beer, order a pizza, and wait until it's on something that you already, like Hulu or Netflix or something. Or if you own it. I plan on purchasing, I wanted to purchase the entire box set of all 6 films, but since there's a 7th film coming out, I'm going to go ahead and wait. Because I don't know, the 7th film might, depending on how it does. I mean, it's another one that's not going to theaters, so we'll see. So if you already own it, you know, Seed of Chucky. Seed of Chucky's number 6. Anyways, yeah, so, let's see, like, Red Man's Guts, Seed of Chucky's number 6. That is my countdown. I'll be doing a few more Child's Play-based episodes here and there, because it is my favorite, so, y'all will hear a lot about it, especially I'm really excited that my Halloween episode actually gets to, since this was my first Halloween episode for the show, gets to revolve around the most recent film in my favorite horror franchise. So that's a really cool thing. But yeah, so that is my Child's Play countdown. Child's Play 2 is my favorite. Child's Play 1 is my second favorite. Curse of Chucky is number 3. Bride of Chucky is number 4. Child's Play 3 is number 5. And Seed of Chucky is number 6. So, without further ado, I am just going to go ahead and let you guys go. If it's late and you're watching this, go get some sleep. If it's early and you're watching this, go get some sleep. I take naps. Naps are wonderful. So anyways, thank you guys for continuing to listen to me and subscribing, telling your friends about my page. I apologize, this episode's a little bit loopy as I took the Benadryls before I decided to record, but I wanted to give you guys an episode. So, I will actually be doing my review of the film, A Cure for Wellness, tomorrow, and dropping that the day after. So, I know it's a film that's already out on various. I rent it on Amazon. I don't think it's gone to Hulu or Netflix yet. But I will be reviewing that film. And yeah, so thank you guys for continuing to watch. Please subscribe. Please hit that that notification button so you know when I've got new episodes. And you guys sleep sweet and don't let the possessed, creepy, demonic dolls bite. Toodles.